send it out to people, and they can start their own consciousness initiative, their own consciousness website. It's the plague of what's going on these days. Anybody with a fucking internet connection and a phone can be like, well, we're part of the conscious community. All we do is we do yoga. We do yoga, and we teach you how to think. You got people out here that don't think for themselves, but they'll tell you how to think. They read a book on how to think, and now they're going to tell you what they said in the book about how to think and how to be conscious, how to be aware, how to actually practically use your mind to influence your life, and upgrades. We're going to upgrade the energy. We're going to take the frequency up a notch. This is what we're doing here. We're all about love and light out here, because we need more light. We need to love everything. We need to put light into it, and we're going to be consciously aware of everything at every moment. This is the easiest business to get into these days. All you got to do is get yourself a fucking yoga mat. Get yourself a yoga mat, and if you're a cute chick, you're definitely it's gonna be an easy go for you. You're gonna be making money in no time. Just do a couple yoga poses, get that yoga pose on, get that downward dog, get that nice fat ass of yours out there. You'll be in the conscious community in no time, and you can tell everybody about all the cool things that are going on in your life, how conscious you are, and how aware you are. And I have a whole starter kit for this. I'm gonna be selling. It's gonna be $199.99. No, actually, it's gonna be $11.11 for 11 easy payments. That's what we're gonna do. $11.11, and we're gonna sell these kits. It's great, and you guys, we're gonna get the group together, and it's really holistic, and we're gonna vibe together. We're gonna vibe with our tribe out here. Easiest shit to get into these days. Anybody, all you gotta do is put consciousness in the title. Just do it. You do it. You're part of it. You're conscious now. You're fucking aware. You know what's going on everywhere. You're doing the stuff. Let's just, you know what? Be like Jesus. Turn the other cheek. Let's who cares what anybody's doing? Let's just, pay attention to yourself. Get the whole Jesus Christ. There's that. Don't. He was walking around. Be like him. Even though anybody knows anything, knows Buddha wasn't a person. Buddha's a title, just like Christ is a title. There's people out here saying these are people. These are not people. These people didn't walk the earth. They're stories of states of consciousness and awareness, but apparently. Oh, there we go. Maybe I wasn't putting enough love and light into the stream, and it started to disconnect. I just need to put a little more positive vibes out there, and maybe you guys can help put some positive vibes into the show. Okay, is this gonna play with me now? Is the connection's not gonna work right now? I don't know what's going on. What up, Core? You check the last one out? Yeah, well, I'm starting a whole new thing here. We're gonna start a club. Do you want to be part of it, Core? I think I'd like you to be one of the founding members. It's all gonna be love and light. It's obviously we're gonna upgrade everything in people's awareness, and we're gonna really get these frequencies. We're gonna get the vibe together. We're gonna do it. You can be part of it. You can start your own cult. Community, not cult. And you have your. We don't have followers. We just have a. Man, oh man. It's just funny how easy it is that people, the amount of the easy. It's an easy button to get on the web these days, and just. You put vegan here in the corner. If I went ahead and just called myself vegan, dude, 15,000 subscribers, easy, quick. If I just start going like, yeah, you got to be vegan. Let's just forget to think, because just being vegan makes you conscious and aware. It doesn't put you in a cult at all. And yeah, that's all you got to do though. Put vegan there. Any other labels we can put on this? Conscious consumer. I'm gonna get my electrolyte water and get the alkaline system working and all this. Reza, you will. You do not consent? Damn it. You saying consent to me turning this into a vegan channel? I think I might do it. I might do it. I just might. I'm going to maybe start another channel along with this. $20, yeah, exactly. Before. Hold on one second, guys. I don't want. Holy garbage! What is this? Next, we're gonna have a problem with the. Next, we're gonna figure out that it's the oxygen. Is there too much light in here now? Next, we're gonna find out it's the oxygen that has us under a spell. We're hallucinating because we're breathing, which is the truth. But you know, it's the sunlight. It's the oxygen. It's gonna be well. We've got a problem. We should. The conscious, raw, vegan, organic super boners. Yes. I don't know, can a boner be organic? In this day and age, is that even possible? Can boners be organic? What up, what up, Gary Baxter? pH. Let's try a 20. Can we get just? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna design a new chart here. I don't believe in the 7 to 14 range of alkalinity. I'm starting a new chart, and we're working with 20 pH alkaline water. As soon as you drink it, you ascend. You ascend. This isn't like Kool-Aid. This isn't your grandma's Kool-Aid. This is you take this pH of 20 and you just boom, you're to the next dimension. I mean, you'll die, but you'll definitely be to the next dimension. Oh my goodness. Weak ass 9 pH water. What you doing out here? Let's get real. Let's just start drinking. You know, we're gonna go with Clorox. We're gonna go with bleach. That's pretty high pH, isn't it? Or just straight. Let's do 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide. Just full, like straight to the face. I mean, because it's obviously higher pH is better, right? So apparently, let's get in that 20,000 pH range. Thank you, Brad Milligan, for the raw vegan organic super boners. I think that's amazing. Cal, do we eat the cal, or do we have to sing to the cal first and then use it like to rub it on our genitals, or what? Oh, that's Core. I like what's going on here. I think what we need to do is literally bury ourselves first completely. Gotta get away from the sun. Gotta get away from blow some cow lines. Vegan to the max, bro. What is the vegan sign? Is that would it, can we throw up the double vegans? Is that how they get down? Do they know each other by the boop boop boop? Do anything weird and be like, oh no, he's is it righteous now? Can we do this? Is this okay? Or do I do this, or can I hang loose? It's this one, yeah. What's that? 2 in the 1 in the. This is we're on a new club, y'all. Yay yay. Join up here. Man, got me up this morning all amped up. We should just, yeah, we should, Core, we should just snort straight lines of sea salt. That should have a really positive impact on our brain chemistry, because you know there's obviously all of the electricity that's going to be in the salts, so we just snort that. Wonders. Protocols of the elder vegan statesman. Like to hey, we're changing up gears there. That's I think you're probably going on commenting on some of Savan's recent work. I have not watched his newest video, so I'll dig into that soon. I think that's an interesting topic that he brought up. So, damn y'all, I might have to cancel this order for this. I'm gonna cancel this link here because it's not staying very fresh. It keeps cutting me off. I might have to go. I might just come on a little later. I might just go to a coffee shop or something because for whatever reason this shit is not kicking right now from here. Yeah, pay the Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'll get on that. Brad Milligan, I will pay the Wi-Fi. Y'all feel free to throw me a couple dollars and I will get the upgrade on the Wi-Fi. I'll get my own passport to wherever, where I can just plug it in the back here and have Wi-Fi from wherever. What up, I know? Oh, what up, Brad? Go to you can do it through PayPal or through Square Cash. Square Cash is pretty easy if you ain't got PayPal. Look in the description. I should have put it in the description box below the videos. Well, yeah, I guess it's linked up a little better now. I don't know. Well, thank you, Brad. Wicked. So, yeah, I don't know what's the topic. The topic is maybe how did Jesus get his protein? How did he make his kale smoothies? Did he have a Vitamix? These are some really essential questions I believe for people to ask themselves. Is get rid of technology and ask yourself from that point what is the modality for healing and nutrition? What are they? Because a lot of people rely on health to come through some technology. Even people, see, we went from the doctors thing, paying the doctors, and now people don't see that the health movement, getting to health, is now all of a sudden, oh, weed is good. Well, no, you're sick because of all of the other bullshit, and weed is now part of the ongoing cyclical thing. Oh, weed will cure your cancer. Well, the problem is you shouldn't have cancer to begin with. That's the dilemma. That's what needs to be understood about this whole process here. People go, oh, so-and-so's got cancer. He's going to smoke a bunch of weed and get healthy. That's not... The problem isn't to be solved with the weed. The problem is, why do you have it to begin with? That's the thought. That's the consciousness. The consciousness isn't going, oh, let's heal all of your ailments with the weed. We have the magical weed pill now. See? It's just changed forms. And then you get into like all of the vegan diet, all of the other things that are offered to you through technology and through society to say, hey, here, we have the solution to all of your ailments. And you need to realize that's part of the problem. The problem is thinking that society is going to, or technology, or some sort of whatever it is going to solve the riddle of the cancer in your mind, of whatever it is. These things need to be looked at as what they are: toys, additions, little trinkets, additions to your experience, not the solution to whatever the ailment is. The ailment comes out of the diseased mindset, which creates most of these products, oddly enough. So we need to find, like, say, well, what was going on before the higher technology? If we stick to the basic necessities of what was the alchemist working with? He was working with his own owl. The alchemist, the alchemy. What was he working with? Or it was self, and it was, okay, what's around me on the land? What stuff's around here? What's good? And then they were creating the next thing, the alchemical next version. And then now we're so far down the line of technology where some of these things that branched off weren't actually good pieces of chemistry. They weren't good pieces of technology. They weren't the proper development. We should have cut the branch off there. But there's this tree that's growing, and there's a bunch of branches that are like, we need to cut those branches off because it's not healthy. There's diseased fruit going down there. You sometimes need to trim the bonsai tree. And we have what we see now is a bunch of retardation that is literally coming out of the tree is healthy. The tree at its base is healthy. But then there's some branches and some things and some weeds and some succubuses and some shit that are on this tree that are literally unhealthy, that people are going, oh no, all technology is good. All of the answers in the technology. No, the answer was at the source. It was very much simple. The simplest answers are what? Well, what do we have on board? Piss. There's your answer. Okay, you can't accept that? Clean water. Everybody's, okay, then people get confused. Well, what kind of water is good water? Any water. Get water in your system. Okay, well then in the fluoride, okay, now you know the fluoride's no good. Get it out of the water. Oh, distilled water's no good because there's nothing in it? Oh, man. Now you got to remineralize it. Did water have minerals in it to begin with? No, it didn't. Water was water. Then we got to go this whole confusing route. Okay, well, what about the food? Is the food good for you? Can you eat the food? How'd the food grow? Well, because the sun grew it. Oh, man, but the sun's evil now. So we need to get back to primary root, basic constructs of the mind. Like, what is the source of the dilemmas of the cancerous or whatever it is? The cancer of the mind. The mind is the cancer. But then people take that to the extreme and say, oh no, everything about the mind, everything about the experience is the cancer. No. You are you. You get an ego. You get a body. You get an experience. All this. You can think to be unworthy thoughts. Some things happen to be diseased, retarded, absurd, stupid. Shouldn't be part of the system. You look at a car, and a car has the pieces and components that go in a car. You don't just go start adding some shit to it. You don't put fuel, you don't put sugar in the gas tank. It doesn't go there. You don't start screwing on different things. You don't turn the tires into pull the rubber off and make them square. You don't do that. Oh, it might work, but not very good. And everybody's like, "Oh, well, no, that's just your perception." This is the idiocy we deal with these days, where everybody's like, oh no, that's just perception. Okay, put square tires on your car and you go and drive down the street. Have fun with that. Oh, it's just your perception that doesn't work right. That works just fine. It's doing what it needs to do. No, it's not. That's why the tire is circular, to provide what it needs to do properly. And you use a box for other things, like to package up goods and send it off somewhere inside of the box that is the truck that has the tires. But if you put a circular box and square tires, that shit ain't gonna work. It has nothing to do with perception. It has to do with reality. Like, here we are. This is fucking real right here. And your mind is all fucked up. And just because you want to play some little baby games with saying, oh no, that's just perception. That's just, we need to get away from that. Like, okay. So whenever you this is what people do. This is the conscious community. Everything, oh no, love and light, this and that. No, there's some actual real shit going on here. There's a real world going on out here. In case anybody didn't notice, just because you happen to go take yourself a retreat off into nature and go sit in the mountains and you think that that's all there is, well, I'm glad that you can enjoy that experience, and I would suggest that to anyone to go do that. But then to think that there's not some actual physical reality going on out here with these television screens and the people working over there and the businesses and people, your children, that are actually not, I'm not talking about the people standing outside the school trying to sell them some pot. I'm talking about the people that were wearing white jackets that went to school for 8 years that are literally poisoning your families. Like, that's real talk. That's really what's going on. But we just go, no, we'll just love and light that. Let's love and light that all up. And I'm just like, nah, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. See, is that not loving of me to like call out? See, people get more mad at you for saying the truth than they are for the people that are actually doing the fucking bullshit. You call out the whole thing that is the whatever business, whatever program, whatever design of whatever business it is, corporation is, you call that out. You're the asshole, not the corporation, for poisoning people. Because there's 10,000 people with jobs there. You got to respect the people with their jobs. Yeah, their job is to actually fucking destroy your life, your children's lives, your community's life, everything that's going on. But we have to accept that. We have to love and light that shit. There's your love and light. People are more mad at people that tell you what's going on. That's right, Katesh. You got yourself stoned the other day. Oh my God, season 3 on Vikings. I did not. You know, I didn't see that. I've seen the. There's 3 seasons. Did this just come out? Did I miss the 3rd season? Oh no, that was Magicians only have 2 seasons. There's not a 3rd season. That I did not see when the princess peed on Ragnar's. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Do you remember which episode it was? Flo Bartholomew? Yeah, Brad Milligan. That's for damn sure. That is for damn sure. And Gary, drinking the pee. See, I've never found the problem with the whole stream. You know, most people say the middle because they read it somewhere. One guy wrote a. What up, Danny? Yeah, see, there we go. I know that I know nothing. The video about the sun. I guess many are confused because the disinfo of the YouTube from the Truthers, Sunlight, Morningstar, Lucifer, Sun, Vatican. Yeah, I mean, it's everywhere. Like, that's the thing, is now everything is, it's always, as soon as there's any sort of enterprise, it always gets jammed up with people trying to fuck it up. So you have to dig through all of this big mess of shit to find the pieces and nuggets of knowledge and wisdom that are actually truthful. Yeah, I agree with Reza. Every drop of the urine is the ultimate source. That's for sure. Because the urine is your blood. Remember that. You know what I mean? It's purified blood. And if your blood is building your body, it's only higher order. It's only higher order blood. Of course, Reza. Yeah, Brad Milligan. That's what it is. People make agreements themselves. Yeah, people. That's the thing, is people don't even realize they've made agreements with themselves that they don't need to exist. Agreements you've made. Damn it! This connection is wonky. This connection's a little wonky over here. Rising love, yeah. Doctors are, there you go, robots and butchers. That's for damn sure. I was watching a video earlier saying something like, doctors have something like the shortest lifespan of any field out there, like 56 or something, like very young. They're like the most unhealthy, die the youngest, super high suicide rate, like. Yeah, that's who I wanted. That's who I want to trust with my health. Oh man, Gary, Baptist missionary. Wow, that's crazy, Gary. You know what I mean? As effed up as people's childhoods are, and luckily I did not have that much of indoctrination as far as religion in my life. Somehow I escaped a very a very big level of indoctrination. I mean, I was very indoctrinated via the school system. I was very much a rule follower because of the school system. I was. What up, Granny? Your twin flame failed you? I know. Sorry, Gary. I keep cutting off over here, man. I might have, like I said, if this does it 2 more times, if it cuts off 2 more times, I'm going to squash this, and I'm just going to come back later. because I keep getting bad connection over here too. And I don't want to. I hate talking and then getting interrupted, and then if you guys are like not catching everything I'm saying, if I go on a long rant and it cuts, I'm gonna be pissed. The 4th episode, Flo? Okay, I'll check it out because the Vikings, I like the Vikings, is excellent stuff. Zach Chrono, I don't know, I wouldn't. I know, crushing the internet connection. I ain't even going that hard, man. I just you know, just playing around this morning. I just got up with a wild rabbit in my ass. People out here talking shit on the sun. You talking shit on this? Once you start talking shit on the sun, we know things have gone too far. People are well lost in what they believe to be aware, awake, conscious, etc., etc. Consciousness ain't knowing that there's all the fucking problems in the world. That's not what consciousness means. And consciousness doesn't mean to be what's the word that people use. I was going to title the show later today. I was going to title it this, but consciousness, like an apathetic button. It's how to be passive. Consciousness, the conscious community, and all vegan and all of this excuse to be passive. People have been passive their whole fucking life, and now what they can do is they can go, oh, I'm just conscious. I'm to the bully kind of thing, where people now, instead of standing up to the bully, they just go, no, we're wide awake. We're love and light. And that's just code word for no, we're just passive. We're passive assholes. We just allow for everything. Just allow for everything. That's not what the statements mean. That's not what the bigger teachings mean. The allowance of things into the world and saying like, oh, no control. Bullshit. You do have control. You have control over your bodily functions. Check it out. You don't have control? Look at this. Look at that. I got control of my hands. I have control over a certain sphere, a certain frequency, a certain bandwidth, a certain vibration. You most certainly do have control. And to say that you don't have control is just as idiotic as saying, oh, Jesus, take the wheel. That's the thing. People, you might not have control of in necessarily how something is given to you, but you have control over saying, I would like that, or I don't want that. But then people go, no, love and light, everything is allowed. There's packaged in need for a second that these major religions like Buddhism were. It used to be shut the fuck up and go watch your football. First it was go to church and then go watch your football, and then here go eat your food. Right? It was that was the process. And now it's like, oh no, you're just, you know, watch some Eckhart Tolle. You'll be wide awake. You'll be aware. Oh, it's a travesty. But whatever. Tavistock Institute wanted this way, huh? Okay, well this is the next one. Next time it does this, I'm just gonna cancel it, guys, and I'll come back and check you later because this is getting kind of annoying to me, as I'm sure it is to you, that it keeps cutting out here. Yeah, aware and awake is not the same as conscious, Gary. I mean, it's slightly different, but people like to use those, you know, gloss over terms. Yeah, retardation is literally to slow down something. Slow down the process. School systems are 100% designed to retard you, to retard development, to slow down a development process. The organic, original human would be advanced far beyond what the school system allows for. The school system says, nope, we're capping it here. Stop learning. The school system puts you in classroom for about, oh, I don't know, what is it, 20,000 hours over the course of 12 years? 20,000 hours. You can learn all of the basics that you need for life in about 200. What are they doing with those other, or, you know, you get in about 200 hours plus another 1,800 hours to advance yourself to a pretty decent level. And then we could add in there like, oh, how the human body functions, how the body works, so you could know the thing that you're literally living inside of. That people go to you know, they go to become doctors, and even doctors don't even know what the human body is or how it works. They just know how drugs work. They're going to drug school. So literally, by the time you're 10, you could have a collegiate level degree of knowledge that would organically happen if you didn't go to a retardation station. The school system is designed explicitly to make you dumber. The school systems are not there for your benefit. They're there to make you and your children dumb consumers. Retard you. So, you are thus a retard. Yeah, Jesus, take the wheel. That is a great one, isn't it? Isn't it, Core? Oh, DJ, that's really interesting. That's really interesting stuff. But because my connection is so awful, I don't want to get into that right now because it's going to turn into something long. But I like it. I'll remind me next show. Cells in harsh environments evolve towards immortality, while cells in favorable environments evolve towards reproduction. I couldn't say it any better. I mean, that's just a basic. Yeah, that's really interesting. Harsh climates, they either die or become immortal, and I think there's something to that in a larger scale. As much as things are fucked up on this planet or whatever people like to think it is, I think, you know, as I've pointed out before, I think this is somewhat of a training station for gods. You know, I think that's something to do with this planet, or this plane, this realm where we live. The core is the bullseye of the target. I did not know that. I like that. Gary, that's wicked, man. You trimmed 18 pounds. There you go. That's the thing. The sun is giving you the energy you need to like work all day, man. The food should be consumed, you know, towards the sun going down or coming up. Yeah, that's what's up. That's awesome, Gary. 18 pounds. Wicked, Brad. Esperanto language. I don't know the Esperanto language. Is that Chrono? I'll dig into it. Hit me on another one of my videos. Remind me to get into that. Yeah, I know that I know nothing. That's an interesting thing. But we do, you know, the truth thing is an overrated term, but that we the same, like truth, love, these overused terms, awake, blah blah blah. But we need to do something to kind of get towards there is, whether anybody likes it or not. I don't care how philosophical people want to play this game. There is some objective reality. My objective reality might not be what yours is, but we certainly can agree that the sun is over there and the earth is beneath our feet. There's no subjectivity there. We can play this subjectivity game about a lot of things, and I love that game. It's a fun one to play because I think it's very important that people perceive the world through their own unique vision and scope. Yet, objectively we can say we all have, objectively we have eyes to see. Objectively we can smell. Objectively the earth is there and the sun is there. Objectively we're driving in cars. Objectively, you know, these things exist. There's a language that we use to convey this. It's not the best thing, but it's what we got. Yeah, learning is wonderful as long as school doesn't get in the way of it, huh? Yeah, it's interesting, core that boxes are the word books, you know? Books and boxes, same word, really. And considering the shape of a book is a box. And it's a containment vessel for something. It can be good. You can find something good in that box, but oftentimes it's an empty... You know, think of how many books are written that are just trash. How many words, how many printed, how many trees were cut down, how much ink was used to write these just abuses of the English language that people just buy up. Those old woman novels. What's her name? Something Steele, Danielle Steele. Those pieces of crap. I mean, and that's what we've done. That's what we've come to. Oh, Granny, we did a whole thing on giving and receiving a couple videos ago. I wish I remembered which video it was to tell you to go to. You know, that I think is a subjective principle. I think it's just a comfort level of what do you expect out of whatever you're doing. Do you have a belief of reciprocation? Did you go into the relationship of whatever you're talking about here in giving and receiving? Was there an expectation of it? Do you always expect to receive? You know, how you know, there's a lot of questions that go into that, and I think that becomes a very subjective viewpoint of what it. You know, some people expect more things. Like in a business situation, you know, certainly expectations aren't going to be much different than in a. Like the real true human would never have any expectations of receiving indirect reciprocation. We would pay it forward. That's the giving nature of all humans. Look at a child. Always walk up to you and give you whatever they have. Huh? You know? Until it's trained otherwise, then it's, you know, it's trained to want and grab and hold on to and mine. It's trained that way. But it's naturally, so that goes into the larger thing of giving and receiving and where you are now in life. And that's a, you know, a lot of questions to ask. Yeah, Kitesh, that's exactly it. People. It's like that's the you know, that's the thing, is people out here bitching and complaining about society. Like, no, society does what it does. That shit is out there. That's your kid. That's your fucking responsibility. You know, that's the point of it. And people out here too busy wanting to blame media, blame Hollywood, blame this. Nah. It ain't their fault. They're doing what they're doing. They're living their life. If you happen to not take care of your kid, that's because you suck. That's your problem. It's not, you know. people walk up into it's like people that walk up into a movie theater and don't like the movie. Well, that's your problem. You went and seen it. That's your dilemma. Yeah, indoctrinated. Yeah, the education. They think something good is going on there. It's a design, planned, the whole thing. And if you really want to dig in that, I know, you can get into John Tyler Gatto's work. Yeah, Flo, you said husband is sharpening his gladiator sword. Yeah, it was a, I don't know, some cat. You listen to my last video. I I named the gentleman there. I don't really, you know, I ain't got nothing against the guy. I think it's just a little silly. It's, you know, he got a pretty big audience, and I think it's a little funny to be out here talking shit on the sun. Talk shit on the sun. Yeah, have fun with that. While you're eating the food that it gave you, while you're staying warm because it's heating up the air around you, while it's making your skin melanated and giving you powers. Yeah, go ahead, talk shit on the thing giving you the powers. Makes complete sense. Yeah, Core, the application of knowledge is always the tough one, huh? Oh, well, I'll check out the Esperanto. It's like Latin. Well, Latin's in everything, you know. If you want to be a doctor, you better know Latin because that's the control grid for pharmacia, the poison makers, the Latin. And Latin is actually where you get the word Italian. Latin and Italian, you just flip the words around, just flip the letters around. It's so funny. Even there you can see, and then that connection to really getting into like the whole thing with the church and everything, and the Latin, and the church being the literal poisoners, the poisoners of the water, and now they're connected to everything to do with the medical establishment, and then people out here thinking that science isn't of the church, yet they're in the same game, the same business. The education system that is teaching the science comes from the religions that do the same thing, that they own all the telescopes, they own all the schools. The pharmaceutical companies it's all one, it's all under the same umbrella. Blue jeans today, yes sir. Blue jeans. Ah, Qigong. Granny, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, some people are not, you know, some people aren't good givers and some people are not good receivers. These are all like training modalities that go on in the upbringing. If you want a little more insight into that, speaking of insights, go read the Celestine Prophecy. If you, Granny, read the Celestine Prophecy, the 10th Insight. It'll give you the 4 control dramas. And if you don't even want to read the book, I mean, the book's great. The book's awesome. You can just go look up the 4 control dramas, and you can look at how that parental systems dictate behavior modalities of the child, and it basically boils down to 4 major things. And then you can kind of work within those scopes, and you can get a better understanding of your control dramas and the person you're dealing with. Yeah, DJ, that's the way to go. We don't need to name everything. It just feels good to do. You think a cat's out here naming its yoga postures? A cat's out here doing whatever the fuck it wants, and it's just like, wow, right? Ain't got no names for anything it does. It just does. If I feel like I gotta stretch, I'm gonna stretch that way. You say, I know, you say, yeah, sure, we can agree where the sun looks to be 93 you cannot present to someone at the same time and throw the idea that it might actually be closer. Well, that's not, I'm having a hard time with what you're saying there, I know, because that's not really subjective, that's just a methodology of psychological manipulation and controlling. That has nothing to do with subjective nature of anything. That has to do with telling someone something is a way when it isn't, that the person has no way of verifying, so therefore they just accept blindly. That's like a faith-based based institution of blindly believing something, not subjective at all. It's not subjective or objective. It's just a regurgitation of nonsensical, fanciful information. It's as silly as knowing that rats have 8 tits and a mouse has 6 tits. Who the fuck cares? Zen, how do you get your girlfriend to sleep with? How do I get my girlfriend to sleep with me more often? Man, that's a really, man, you asking, I don't know what your relationship is, man. Brad, that's a huge question. I'll do a whole show on sex and all that stuff. We'll get into the kundalini and the tantra and all that stuff, but that's I don't know, man. What's you want to sit down in a chair for like 6 hours? We could probably figure that one out, but that's not an easy solution. Like, well, yeah, really, just be like, what up? Let me get some of that uchi coochie. Let me get on that la la la. Katesh. Yeah, you spoon first and then you turn it into a fork. You turn the spoon into a fork. Oh, breast reduction surgery. Wow. Yeah, that could be something. Tell her it's sacrilege. Tell her you're getting backed up and you're gonna lose your mind. Reza, when I did 40, it was just water, straight spring water, 40 days, 43. Nothing. I don't remember. I don't think at the time I knew anything about urine fasting. So, no. If I would, in hindsight, that would have been really cool. That would have been awesome. But oh, Granny, you asking me the name of the book? Celestine Prophecy. CEL. Celestine Prophecy. If somebody knows the name of that, write that in there for Granny. Do redheads really smell sexy? I haven't had a redhead in a long time. I don't know. Urine in the ears, urine drops for the ears are pretty good. That's helpful. You can also do some people claim that the ear candling works for them. That might be something mentally, but it might physically be doing something too. So check it out, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this up here, and then I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'm gonna go out somewhere I can get a better reception and go catch some breakfast. I think I want to eat today. So yeah, guys, there we go. So cool. That was fun. We'll talk soon. Thanks for joining, and as always, if you give me a thumbs up, that's really cool of you guys. And if you don't, that's fine too. And if you want to give me any of your money, you can do that by pushing the button beneath. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Peace. Hi, Jessica. Nice to see you, Jessica. I hope you're doing well.